Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of Stripping Architecture, a platform where we attempt to strip the architecture in order to see the hidden life practices behind it. In this episode, we'll be stripping and briefly analyzing one of our favorite subjects, public spaces. To be more precise, today we'll be talking for public obstacles. We often see how the public space around us is being interrupted by different obstacles such as cars, scooters, appropriating bar chairs, trash cans, you name it. Though annoying, these elements are often removable and considered as microstructure. But what happens when these structures happen to be chunks of concrete blocks spread all around the city? You don't think this is possible and this exists? Well, let's jump to the streetscapes of Skopje and see what this city hides behind its public scene. Concrete blocks spread all around the city. Speaking of concrete blocks, a giant one right here. In the city of concrete blocks, all we find is concrete blocks.
Yup, it's true, as if it rained concrete. Unlike other Macedonian cities, Skopje, on the other hand, has decided to modernize its urban structure. But by the time it slowly defocused from urbanization to concrete city, structural concrete,
Leftover foundations
technical concrete elements,
or just waste from previous structures are scattered on different locations. So how do we, from stripping architecture, can strip and portray this type of public obstacles in a brief manner?
well, you don't have to worry about it because you have already prepared a sketch for you.
And it's right here. Structural pieces of infrastructure such as canalization elements, bridge columns, etc. shows to us that the authorities don't know how to successfully manage capital investments. They're all over the place. Leftovers of foundations show that construction sector doesn't have high culture of treating their own waste. Also, designers should think profoundly for the quality of space whenever designing ventilation ducts that pop out into the public space as a concrete blocks. You can't just design a ventilation duct in the middle of a parking lot or sidewalk, right? Yeah. So how do we, from stripping architecture, perceive public space?
We perceive public space as a holy space.
It's very important, right?
Thus, it should be treated fairly and in a sensitive way.
Yes, but I don't think that in this city, in Skopje, place where you have heavy, dirty, dangerous, massive concrete elements, including the fabric of public continuum, is the result of a public space being treated fairly.
The biggest problem is that there is no public awareness for this issue. Citizens might be bothered by seeing these chunks of concrete of solid materials, but unfortunately there is no critical mass that would initiate a change.
Yes, as on the sketch here, people around these concrete blocks are just ignoring them. They bump into them, they trip over them, they're wounded by them, they hate them, they break their bicycles of them, but yet they don't take any action against. They simply live with them. Do you feel like people are respecting the concrete blocks more than people?
As a matter of fact, it feels like people are too tolerant to concrete blocks,
Yeah.
but on the other hand, less or maybe zero tolerance among each other.
And that's why, because maybe the concrete blocks doesn't have feelings, so we should not have feelings in order to be tolerated by other citizens.
Yeah, but that's really like a very...
Then we end up with the zombie land,
yeah,
with the zombie city.
the new era.
However, there are some examples where some unknown group of people tries to expose these chunks of concrete and reappropriate them in exotic way. In this way, we may say that there is some potential on the horizon. Please check out the following video. So there it was. This was the episode for the concrete blocks, and we tried to strip them and to see the hidden life practices behind them. However, please follow us on the social media at The Strip Architects, subscribe, share comments, share our video, give some comments, and see you next time. Bye bye.